And of course, we've been talking about the curse. Is there a curse? Sammy, do you think there's a curse?
There is,
the
based on the
Community
stats.
Shield curse.
Yeah, I like the stats, and it's true. It exists because we've seen that fan there talked about the last winners of the Community Shield since 2019 have not gone ahead to win it. So based on that, really, it exists, and everyone in the world would want it to exist. If you feel like the Premier League has become monotonous by City dominating it every year, you should really believe in that curse.
Kuna. I don't think the thing is this: stats don't tell you everything, and just because City won the Community Shield yesterday doesn't mean that we can't win the title, the APL title again this year. I think that's quite possible. It's only for the competitors for the title really up for the game to dethrone these City guys, because they've been comfortable on their patch.
I think the answer is yes. I think yes. If you look at it, I think Liverpool will be there and thereabout again. Last year we saw last season we saw something really positive. At the start of the season, we thought we never counted Liverpool in the title challenge, but and unfortunately for us, the opponents, we were shocked that Liverpool could actually mounted a strong title challenge. I think you guys were at the helm of the table for the longest, more than us.
Yeah, and
more than City.
Yeah, and I think it just when Klopp announced his leaving, that I think it's psyched up the players until some point.
Yes, and then
because at some point we just
faded. Yeah, you didn't have enough to get it over the line.
Yeah, we just faded off. But again, as you said, the curse. Personally, I don't believe in curses.
Which African
but then again, why are we capping it? Why are we
Africans here?
You know what? Why are we capping it at 2019? Prior to 2019,
let me take you back to Manchester United. They won the Community Shield after the treble for 3 consecutive seasons.
So, but there are other teams that have won the Community Shield and they have won the league.
They won the league 3 consecutive times, and they won the Community Shield.
Exactly. So
here's the thing: the team that during Manchester United's time, it was the end of the turn of the century. They won the league thrice. And they didn't win the Community Shield thrice in that period. That's another example.
You see, who takes serious the Community Shield? That is the thing.
But that's what you're saying.
It's just a curtain raiser, and most of the time when players are coming in to play the Community Shield, wanakanga too, it's like bado wako holiday. It's more or less just seeing where we are.
And that's the thing.
It doesn't matter if you win or you lose. The Premier League is a marathon. It's a marathon. It's 38 games, grueling marathon.
And that's the thing.
With friendlies in between, with
what in between. This is just an explanation.
But that's the thing. I mean, it doesn't show anything. Yes.
It doesn't show anything.
And so the team that wins it is not a guarantee that it's the team that is going to win.
City winning it, I'm like, okay, they won it. Okay. But it's just nothing. It's non-consensual or whatever. So I don't read too much into it. Even as when we won it, I didn't read too much into it.
Did you win the league when you won it?
We didn't. We didn't win the league.
You see?
But I didn't read too much into it.
Because we're always trying to look for an explanation for everything. And the best maybe explanation that we have gotten so far, it's a curse.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
It's
not a curse,
what Chep and Eli have done, they've just raided on the parade with facts, of which they are right.
Yeah.
But you wanted to get some fun from it. That's what you wanted to do.
It's just a construction.
And we are tired of Manchester City winning it every time and again, so we must get something that at least gives us some hope.
Well, step up.
That they're not going to win it.
Other teams need to just step up.
Yeah.
So whoever
it's not our problem.
If it's the Arsenals, the Liverpools, the Chelseas, whatever it is, you need to just step up this season, and that's it.
If Bayern have been
trying,
winning it.
and I hope these other teams learn that Manchester City might start the season poorly, or might start slow. And then the second half of the season, that is where they put in the final kick. So I hope it's something that these teams have learned and seen how can we manage our season better. But apart from that, I really don't care about the Community Shield. It's one of those curtain raisers things. I really can't read too much into it. But the statistics are interesting. But I don't read too much.
But for me,
if you really look at this game, really, City didn't really have open chances if you compare the number of chances that City usually creates. Yes, it's the curtain raiser. Yes, it's the Kikombe ya Chief. But all in all, if you compare the previous games, the previous starting games that City usually starts in, they don't really. I think this is a new law for City because, yes, they won the Community Shield yesterday.
Why would you say
but
low?
because think about it, Haaland wasn't quite there. Yes, he's not what wanasemanga kuangi kwa game, but the kind of chances that City created yesterday, you could say they were kind of half-hearted.
I mean,
yes.
If you look, if you're going to say that, we have to look at the squad.
Yeah,
and the squad that started, really, we can't really judge them on that squad. So I think it's just enjoyment that we're just saying here, that it's a curse.
I'm not looking at it from the community shield.
But I actually think that this season you're going to struggle, and the reason why you're going to struggle is because having that hunger, maintaining that hunger year after year is very difficult, especially when you do not have new signings coming in through the door. You don't have plenty. There's only been one signing that has come in through the door, and I don't think it's the signing that arouses hunger in the squad.
But no, you could have
Savinho.
argued that way instead of using the
No,
community.
Chep,
I'm not taking it seriously.
Malisa.
At least to society, it now makes more sense. It makes more sense because again, putting that hunger, maintaining the coach, maintaining
is
the
difficult.
the
It's
same,
draining.
Exactly. That one now makes more logical sense.
For sure, this season, City. I don't know if we'll get the same Kevin De Bruyne we have gotten in the past few years. I don't know if it'll be the same. Yesterday I saw a bit of frustrations. I'm not going to read too much into it, but I saw a bit of frustration on Bernardo Silva.
Well, though he
But
came in
believe
as a
me,
sub.
City will be there.
But yeah,
City will be there. And
so of course they'll be there
they
because
always be
of what
there.
they've achieved, the mentality that they have. But I just feel that the squad might be drained this season.
Yeah, there were some instances where you felt as if Pep was somehow hyping those guys to go forward. And for me, the only question I would have, probably Teddy would answer it, is because there were some players who played in that game that I thought were being given the chance to show that they can do it after not having done it last season. What did you think about Jeremy Doku's performance yesterday? What did you think about Matthias Nunes' performance? And also Savinho, I looked at you when he made a wayward pass and put it off the field of play. What did you think about those three players and how they performed last season, in that game yesterday?
You could say, for me, for Savinho, I could say satisfactory because that's the first game of the season. For Doku, it's quite low because I expect him to be a winger, a proper winger that we expect in kind of games that we want to see him break lines. We want to see him go go one-on-one against defenders.
Yes.
But I didn't quite see that. And for Matthias Nunes, I just think Matthias Nunes has been a patch-up for Ilkay Gundogan, him and Kovacic. Yes, as much as they've been quite decent for City so far, I just think they have been patch-ups because if you look at the City news, rumors, there's still quite interest for Bruno Guimaraes. And that goes on to show that they haven't really found a perfect replacement for those two guys, Mahrez and Ilkay Gundogan.
Yeah.
So this season, from the preseason that you've had, I think you should be happy with the way Pep has handled the preseason in terms of giving the younger players a chance, and they earned it.
Yeah.
And yesterday we saw a glimpse of good plays here and there from the selected players, Makati, for example, Bob,
Nelly.
and Rigo Lewis,
Nico O'Reilly,
and O'Reilly also. I looked at the squad and I was like, oh wow, Pep is really trying to manage the squad. There are plenty of games that are coming up. Remember also, potentially we could be having the Club World Cup.
It is
we will have the Club World Cup next season.
Yes.
Towards in the summer period.
Yeah, they're preparing for a 56-week season.
So you can imagine on top of the 60 thereabout, because City play about 60 games in a season.
Yeah, all comes.
You're going to have that Club World Cup.
Yeah.
I think Pep will have an eye at that Club World Cup.
Of course.
Just to be the first
one to win it.
and just to exit the stage because he doesn't have much time at City, only 1 year left. So
it depends,
he could be looking at it as a good exit strategy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was good to see the young players. You guys are. You should be happy. I'm guessing McAtee, O'Reilly, Bob,
Louis.
have made it. They've made it. What's the word should I use? Which word should I use?
More comfortable for their hearts.
No. It's more of they've not made the team need more signings because they have stepped up. There's no need for new signings if, for example, Bob is performing well.
Yeah.
If O'Reilly is performing well. If McAtee
But
is
do you
performing
think
well.
during the season, Pep is going to use those players?
Yes,
He
I
has
think.
to, I
I think he showed with Bob last season.
Yeah.
He gave
I
him
know,
a few games.
Fred
And he
Lewis
showed
and
with
a
Rico
few-
Lewis.
a few games.
So if it's all about the player, if the player has the courage to step up,